Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. I'm just going to spend a few minutes and see if I can play with this guy a little bit. I got the metal in for the Monte Carlo. I've been waiting for some metal to be delivered so that I can continue on with the floor. Now with the floor, you guys may have seen in one of my other videos where I cut out the back foot area section of the floor, and it has these channels in it that I wanted to put back in there instead of just putting a flat piece of metal. And what I did was, if you guys come over here, what I did was I made this die set here, and that's what I used to put the floor channels in the new piece of metal. And it worked good, but this thing spins around, is kind of hard to control, and after using it on a couple pieces of metal, it's kind of getting wore out and smushed out, and it's not making the channel like it did on that first piece that I made. This was just some scrap metal that I had laying around the shop. It's not hardened steel, it's mild steel. So this thing, you know, banging around on each other, it wore itself out really fast. So, you know, I can always go back and use this if what I'm trying to do now does not work. But I have a feeling that I would probably have to remake this die again. I still have some of this mild steel stock laying around that I could remake this. But, you know, if I have to remake that die, you know, every piece of metal that I need to put those channels in, you know, that kind of sucks. It's a lot of unnecessary work to have to remake that die every time. I could go up to the, you know, the metal supply store, and I could get some you know, some tougher steel instead of using this mild steel, and make them, and you know, they would last. But again, with that tool, they spin, they're all over the place, it's kind of hard to control. Should be a little easier now that I can bolt that tool down to the floor, but still kind of tougher to use. So I wanted to pick up one of these. It was on my list of stuff to get. The wife was kind enough to get it for me for my birthday. I know what they are. I've seen lots of videos on them, but I have never used one. Never had one in any of the shops that I ever worked in. You know, usually it was either replace it with a new panel, or you did what you had to do to make it work. A lot of the stuff that I did, you know, you cut out the whole floor, you put square tubing in, frame everything out, you put flat sheet metal in it, and that was it, you know. So I'm trying to step up my game a little bit, get a little more professional, you know, do some custom stuff, you know, be able, you know, remake factory lines and put them in, and be able to make my own panels without having to go buy stuff. So so I got this, and there's these different dies that go with it, and these add you know, a step to it. So I should be able to use this and put those grooves in. And the way that I'm figuring, I've looked at a couple different videos of people using this machine, and with these step dies, it does one side. So I think I'm gonna have to run the metal through, do the one side, and I'm gonna flip the metal around and run it through again and do the other side, and that should give me my gully, I think. Not positive. Like I said, I don't really know this tool. This is a learning experience for me, and all the videos that I looked up on using this machine, you know, they show you running the metal through, and they show you what it does. but they don't show you trying to make what I'm trying to make, so I don't know exactly if that's going to work. You know, I want to see if I can use these dies and make this work. Aha.
Huh.
So, let's see. Now these things ain't labeled or numbered. I don't know which one really goes with which. I guess maybe they're all interchangeable for different effects. I kind of put these, when I was putting this on the rack, when it came in the box, there was, each one of these was in a piece of styrofoam, and I took the two that were next to each other and hung them up. So I'm thinking that these two go together. Like I said, I really have no idea. Now the bead rollers, where it's a positive and negative, those are pretty self-explanatory. This, on the other hand, I'm really not too sure. Okay, so that put a little notch in there. Pretty simple, pretty easy, but I definitely need it to be bigger. So let's try switching this out, this top one out for a bigger one. Those two look the same. This one is the same as that one. Let's go big or go home, right? Okay, that's bigger and that's better. We're getting closer to what I'm looking for. Whee! Way to smash your fingers on this thing. I can see that being as kind of a flaw. You're trying to put these dies on and all of a sudden the thing rolls on you. And you get your fingers caught in there. That wouldn't be fun. A lot of people I see, they put a steering wheel on here. I can see why. Okay, so so when I did this, it worked, but it pretty much did a 90. And I don't need a 90, I need like a 45. The way that I had the dies on, I had them on as far as they would go, and it pretty much gave you the 90. It was straight up and down, they were super tight. So now the way I have it set, this bottom one is adjustable. You can go in and out with it, and it gives you adjustments. So I'm hoping, we'll see, I'm hoping that it gives you the 45 now, because they're kind of far away from each other. They're not right on top of each other. There we go. That gave me my 45. Super cool. So you can see on this side, my first run, the dies were like really close together, and it almost, gave me almost a 90. So now this side, I spread them, I opened up the dies a little bit, and that gave me my 45 that I'm looking for, but that looks way deeper than what I need. So the first one I did was too little. I said go big or go home. I think that we're in the middle. So let's switch out this top die for the medium one, and we'll try again. Woo! These things are greasy. So those are the same. I see what the problem is. That handle is annoying. What's going on here is this gear that's on this back side is loose. And the whole bar keeps pushing out. So I didn't check any of that stuff out the box. I just took it out the box and mounted it to the floor, and that's about all I've done with it. So which is why I'm kind of making this video, because I'm just learning as I go, trying to figure this out. That looks more, so I know there's a bunch of lines in this and they could be confusing, but this is the one that I just did. And if I had to say, that's probably the closest that I'm gonna get to that. Let me grab a new piece of metal and let's see. So I grabbed a new piece of metal. This is just some thin sheet metal. It's just some scrap. It was in the shop when I bought this place, so it's perfect for this. I don't see me using it for anything else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a channel through there, and then I'll flip it over, and I'll run again. And we'll see if I get that desired look that I'm going for. You know, it doesn't look like I may not be exact or spot on, but if I can get it close, okay, that works. It does what I need it to do. You know, we're pretty close here. I think I can make that work. I don't know if you guys can see the channels in here in the video, or in this video, but you know, that'll work. That'll just get me just close enough, I think. You know, I'm not looking to modify these dies any. I was, excuse me. I was looking on the old Google search this morning. They have this die set that came with this. I think if I remember correctly, it's right around $60 plus delivery. What I would maybe like to do with this, which a lot of the videos that I've seen, so people are they're ordering different die sets. Eastwood has a die set. I can't think of the name of the die set right now, but it's a die set that I would like to get. It comes with some nylon bottoms and some different tops, and you can do designs. You can do flames or you know, diamond patterns or checkerboard patterns in the metal with this thing, and it gives it that plush look. People use it for doing like dashboards and door panels and stuff like that, which is part of the reason why I have this thing on my list of stuff to do, so that I can do custom interior panels. I do a lot of custom interior work as it is right now with just what I have, and I was hoping to kind of step up my game with this. I'm kind of limited with the size of this on what panels I can do and what I can't, but if I can add a little more flair and a little more design to my work, that would be awesome. But what these people are doing is they're taking these dies and they're putting them on a mill, and they're machining them to what they want. This is very hard, crisp lines. That looks like it's maybe got a little more of a beveled edge to it instead of this hard, crisp line. It would be nice to maybe take these dies, instead of having this sharp edge that goes around it, round it off, so that I could get that beveled look like that. But I don't have a mill. I don't know anybody around here that has a machine shop. I'd have to ask around. to see if they can maybe mill a beveled edge in those for me. But before I ruin these, I would rather just order another set, have them shipped, and then you know, take them in and have them milled, and then that way if they, you know, if they didn't work, I'm not ruining what I have here that I know works. So, but that's for maybe another video, or you know, a little later on down the road. I'll ask my buddy that owns this Jeep. He's from around here, so he may know somebody that has a milling machine or whatnot, and I could talk to him about maybe getting some pieces milled. So, but like I said, that's a video for another day. I think what I have here I can make work, so I think we're good to go. I gotta go through, I see, and tighten up some of this stuff here out of the box. It looks like it was just kind of thrown together, nothing's tight. But new video coming soon of making some new floor pans for the Monte Carlo in a little bit different way than I made the first set. So stay tuned. I'm out.